Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome to another game in replay baseball. This is game four of the American League Championship Series. I know I've been away for a while, so I'll recap everything. Toronto leads the series 2-1. And so at the best of seven, it's critical Chicago uh, not fall behind 3-1. They were ahead. They were behind 2-0, but did beat Toronto in game three. And now in game four, we have our game four starters. Jason Beret against Todd Stottlemyre. And let me see on the computer if I can get things to look the way I would like it. Let's see. It looks like I think I've got everything the best I can do. 720 is the best I can get, I think. Yeah, I think it's the best I'm going to do as far as setup goes. So that's what we will go with. Tabby is there, but she's being quiet. So we will sally forth without her. Do have the score book here, this score page rather. And this was printed directly out of the PC replay game once I put the lineups in for both teams. You can see it prints out the lineups with the ratings and also has the fielding ratings down here as well. So we'll be keeping score here. I'm not going to use the computer to assist me because I can't see the computer because I'm doing the stream, and so the stream is what's showing up, not the PC replay game. So this one I'm kind of winging it, not winging it, but going manually rather than using the computer assist, which sometimes is probably better because sometimes the computer does weird things. All right, so we're ready to go. Todd Stottlemyre finishing up the warm-up tosses. He was 11-12 with a 4.84 ERA. These are game four starters after all, so you're not going to get the top of the line guys. Game five will be Blackjack McDowell against Juan Guzman, and that will also be at the Sky Dome. And then if we need a game 6 or 7, it will go back to Comiskey Park. So Tim Raines set to lead things off. Hello, Scooney. Hello, Mike, Utah Mike, and RJL. Sorry about your stream, RJL. I was trying to figure out why I was going in to watch it, and it kept spinning on me. It wouldn't show anything. Thought it was my computer. Then I went to somebody else's stream, and it came in great. And so I'm not sure what the deal was with that. But anyway, here we are. Hopefully everything is showing up okay. I might be able to get a little lower. Let me see if I can get this thing just a tad lower to make things a little easier to see the cards, perhaps, but still hopefully show everything else. Yes, Mike. Inside pitch would not have crashed like Strat did. So let's see if by moving closer, whether that helps make things where you can see things better. I'm hoping it does, but I'm going to. Yeah, RJ, it was like a rain out, so it's more than 5 innings were played, so it's an official game. It's the way you have to look at it. And they were beating up Carlton anyway. All right, so I think I'm going to go with what I got. Tim Raines is your leadoff batter. I do have the action chart, rare play chart, all that stuff to the side. Hello, Mr. Brandon. How are you? You just got here just in time. First pitch is about ready to happen. Tim Raines in there against Todd Stottlemyre. We get a 4-6-4. 4-6 on Raines is a 1. 4-6 or 4-4 rather is the shortstop. So when you get a 1 here, you add the shortstop defensive rating. It's going to obviously be less than 11. So with the bases clear, it's just an easy ground ball. And playing short today for Toronto is Alfredo Griffin, as Tony Fernandez was injured previously, so he has to miss this game. I am declaring that he is eligible to pinch hit in the 7th or 8th inning. He just cannot start. And I decided to take away the injuries the rest of the series in this. I just don't want to deal with it. So I'm going to let the injuries that did happen expire, which they have. And like for San Francisco and Philadelphia, those injuries have now expired. So Willie McGee and company will be ready to go. All right. Joey Cora. Oh, sorry, there's one out. 1-2-6. 1-2 is a 35. 1-6 is a 4. It's a total of 39. And that's going to be a ground ball to first. Easy play there for John Olerud, 3 unassisted. 2 down for the big hurt, Frank Thomas. Stottlemyre looking to get through a 1-2-3 inning. 3-3-4. 3-3 is a 32. 3-4 is a 3, total of 35. And that's going to be a double to center field for the big hurt. The big hurt puts a hurt on the ball and gets a double to center field off of Todd Stottlemyre. That column 3 is the hit column. Had he had a 1 here, that would have taken the hit away because that would have made Frank Thomas's 32 into a 33. 33 is a line out, but 34 through 37 becomes a double. So by not having the 1 here, he was unable to take that hit away. So it is a 2-out double for the big hurt. And that'll bring up Robin Ventura. Triple threes. We got it again. That's going to be another double. You get the same 32. The 3-3 is a 3 for another 35. It's another double. So back-to-back doubles. And Robin Ventura has brought home Frank Thomas. It's 1-0 Sox. So after the first 2 are out, back-to-back doubles that produced a run. Here's Ellis Burks, right fielder. 3-1, and we're at the ballpark for the first time. 3-6 is going to be a 5. So we're going to add 5 to whatever we get here, which is probably going to mean that when you get this high number here, it's almost guaranteed to be a hit, but we'll double check it. Column 3 is right here. And to get a hit in column 3, you need anything higher than a 6. So it has to be between 7 and 10 total to get a hit. So right now we got a 5. So all this has to be is a 2 to be a hit. The only way it's not a hit is to make it a 1. And it cannot go lower than 2 in column 3. The lowest you can go is a 2 here. So this is going to be a hit, just no matter what kind of hit it is. It's a 5, so it's actually going to jump from a 4 to a 5. So that becomes a 10. 5 and the 5 become a 10. And in column 3, 10 is a single to right field. Runner advances 1 base, but can check the third base coach to try to advance to score. So we'll go to our third base coach. Since there are 2 outs, we'll go to third base coach. The run rating for Robin Ventura, he runs at a 2, so not very fast. The ball was hit to right field, which means we're looking at the arm of Joe Carter, and his arm is a 3. So you've got Joe Carter with a 3 versus the 2, so it's +1 for the outfielder, which means on the third base coach, that becomes a -1. -1. All right. There is no provision with 2 outs. They don't make any provision with 2 outs. I'm not sure why. They just don't do it. And since the throw is going home and not to third, the fact it's hit to right field makes no difference. So we're in the -1 category here. And we can send him. The only way he's out is on a 6 or an 11. He may have to hold, but pretty good odds you can send him without being thrown out. So as long as you don't get a 6 or 11, he will be at least not out. We get a 7, he's actually going to get the extra base. Actually says XB plus. So lead runner safe, advancing extra base on a close play. Trailing runners may move up on the play. Roll 1 die. Any runner with speed equal to or higher than the die moves up if the next base is open. Okay. Ellis Burke's speed is a 4. So if we roll a 1, 2, or 3, he's going to get the extra base. And he will. So Ellis Burks takes second on the throw. So it's an RBI single for Ellis Burks to drive home Ventura. All this with 2 outs and nobody on, by the way. And then Burks goes to second on the throw. So Stottlemyre can't get that third out to save his skin, it seems like. And I'm trying to not to bump this thing because it looks like it's shaking a little bit on the camera, on the computer, I mean. So I'm going to try to be a little more gentle with that if I can. Here's Bo Nose, Bo Jackson, designated hitter. 6-1 is a 36. That's a strikeout automatically. So Bo strikes out to end the inning, but the White Sox 2-out rally gives them 2 runs here in the top of the first as they're looking to even the series. They're off to a good start. They lead it 2-0. Sox 2, Blue Jays coming to bat. And Jason Raspberry Beret is leading on, is going to get the pitching assignment for the Sox against Ricky Henderson. 1-2 is a 2. 1-2 is a 1. That's a strikeout. Anything 6 or less is a strikeout in column 1. So Ricky takes the seat. And that'll bring up Devon White. 2-4. 2-4 is a 60 with a raised number of 3, which is static because it's not in the colored area. So we're not going to the ballpark. It's just a straight out 3. The critical number is a 2, which means we're looking at the left fielder for the White Sox, and that is Tim Raines. Tim Raines, his range is a 3. That is a 3. He has to have a range higher than that number, so it's not higher, so it's going to fall in for a base hit. So in the 61 category, over anything over 60, 61 to 65, it says if outfielder's defense range is not higher than a raised number, the ball falls for a double. Runner advances 2 base, scoring from first if speed is higher than the outfielder's arm. With less than 2 outs, batter stretches hit into a triple if third base is open and speed is higher than the outfielder's arm. Well, obviously, it's less than 2 outs, so we can go ahead and do that. Tim Raines' arm is only a 2. He's a 5, so Devon White will speed into third base with a triple. So while Tim Raines was fumbling the ball out in left center field, Devon White gets himself a 1-out triple. And now the Sox are going to play the infield in, even though they're up 2-0. They don't want to give up a cheap run. So they're going to bring the infield in here against Roberto Alomar. 4-4-5. 4-4 is a 20. Boy, that's bad news there because that looks like an infield hit to me, especially with the infield in. We'll see. That's a 20. 4-5 is a shortstop, Ozzie Guillen. And Ozzie Guillen is a defensive rating of 2. So we're looking at 22 with the infield in. 22 with the infield in is a single off the glove. So that's going to be a base hit. And 22 with the infield back still would have been a single off the glove. So it didn't matter at that point, in or out. That would have been a run-scoring single for Roberto Alomar. And the Blue Jays have cut the lead to 2-1. That'll bring up Joe Carter. Infield now halfway. 1-4 is a 35. 1-2 is a 1, total of 36. And that is a ground ball to third with the infield halfway. It's a double play, second to first. So it's a 5-4-3 double play to end the inning. But the Blue Jays get one of those runs back. At the end of one inning, it's a 2-1 ball game in favor of the guys in black. So now Lance Johnson will lead off for the Sox against Stottlemyre. 4-4-3, another fielding check. 4-4 is a 2. 4-3 is a third baseman. Well, anything you add to 2 is still going to be less than 11. So good play there for third baseman Ed Sprague. He makes the play, 1 away. And that brings up the catcher, Ron Karkovice. 1-1-3. 1-1 is a 1. 1-3 is a 1. Total of 4. Anything less than 6, it's a strikeout for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down. That brings up number 9 hitter, Ozzie Guillen. Next video on the channel, by the way, will be a recording that I'll post. I'm going to record it probably Thanksgiving morning, and that'll be Game 4, critical Game 4 in the 1975 NLCS inside pitch. Reds and Phillies, where the Phillies lead it 2-1. Reds' backs are against the wall. Here's Guillen. 6-6, that's a split chance. And against a right-hander, that'll be an 8. And that's a 5. 6-5 is a 2, so an 8 and a 2, total of 10. It's a base hit. Base hit for Ozzie Guillen. 59 would have been a double against a lefty, but against a righty, he had a chance for a home run, but Stottlemyre didn't give him that benefit. So it will just be a single for Ozzie Guillen, a 2-out single. Flips the order over to Tim Raines. Hello, John. How are you doing? John Haverly. Good to see you. Chuck Rawlings, have I missed you? Good to see you. Tim Raines, 5-4 is a 3. 5-1 is a 2, total of 5. And let's see. With runners on and first base open, scores a walk. Well, runners are on, but first base is not open, so therefore it's just a ground ball to third, and that's going to end the inning. So this time, nothing doing for the Sox. They get a 2-out single, but nothing else to show for it. Go to the bottom of the second. Still 2-1 Toronto. Looking to catch up with the Sox as the Sox lead at 2-1. And now John Olerud, first baseman, will lead things off, followed by Molitor and Alfredo Griffin, who was in there for the injured Tony Fernandez. Olerud, 2-2. That's that dreaded 2-2, and that's an 11, so you're not going to stop that, except for the fact that he has an asterisk. So Beret will be able to stop it. That 2-4 makes it this right here, asterisk. And when you get that asterisk there, anything 12 to 16, which this becomes a 12, 11 plus the 1 becomes a 12. Anything 12 to 16 with an asterisk, and it is going to be a pop to first, but he also has the W. The W says, with bases empty, change to a base on ball. So it will be a walk. So he won't take the hit away. The fact that he is wild and there's nobody else on base is going to turn to a walk. Had somebody been on, that would have been a pop to first, but not in that situation. He got benefit of the asterisk, but he lost the benefit because of that big fat W there. Very Appa-like with that W. So Olerud will walk, and that brings up Molitor. Infield is looking for another double play if they can turn it. Hello, Mr. Replay Gamer. How are you? All right. Very entertaining stream you had, Replay, with Tebow about projects, and it's kind of ironic because I want to get these two projects finished. So I do try to pride myself on finishing projects as much as I can. The one project that is definitely in danger is the 2022 Yankees replay and payoff pitch. The 22 season modern baseball is just not doing it for me, and to play 162 games of that now that I think about it, it's just downright painful. So what I may do is pick another season and payoff pitch and do a replay to test the engine with that, because I'm thinking that 2022 just does not. There's too many strikeouts. There's not enough pitching depth, and it's just I can't get excited about 2022. So maybe I'm gonna get off my lawn, guy, with modern baseball. I don't know, but if I am, I'll wear that badge with pride. Here's Molitor. 1-1 is a 10. 1-2 is a 1. Total of 11. That's going to be a single up the middle. Runner on with 4 or 5 speed advances 2 bases. Well, Olerud does not resemble that remark. He has a speed of 2, so he will have to play station to station. But the first 2 are on as the Blue Jays try to tie the lead or tie the game or take the lead, I should say. All right, here's Alfredo Griffin. He's in there for the injured Tony Fernandez. Beret, 2-6, and that's a shaded area. 6 over here becomes a 2, but 6 really, that number here is really irrelevant. We're looking at 6 to tell who the fielder is. 6 is the right fielder, and that's going to be Ellis Burks. So we'll pull up Ellis Burks, and his range in right field is a 4, so he needs this number to stay below 4 to make the catch. Right now it's a 2, but that can change in this column 2 part. If it changes to a 4 or a 5, it'll drop in. The only way that happens is to roll a 5 or a 6. So roll a 5 or a 6, this will drop. We do not. It's a 2, so he's going to make the catch very easily, and there's 1 away. Now, let me make sure the runner on second can't go to third. I don't think he can because Olerud only runs at a 2, so it's not likely he's going to go anywhere. The arm of Burks is a 2, so they're the same. So let's see. Yeah, speed has to be higher than the outfield's arm. They're the same, so he cannot advance. So had Olerud been a little bit quicker, he could have moved to third on that, but since he doesn't run well, he will stand pat. And that will bring up Mr. Sprague. Mr. Sprague. All right. All right. Sprague. 5-6-1. I'm sorry, 5-6-1. 1 there. 5-1 is a 5K, but that 1 and that 5 total of 6. So obviously Beret had some control issues there. So a 6 is a base on balls. With runner on first, only your bases full counts 2 balls, but that's not the situation, so it will be a walk after all, and it will load the bases with only one out. And Beret definitely getting himself into trouble. And number 9 hitter Pat Borders is up, but he's got 3 ones right here, so he's definitely a double play candidate, and they are playing back for the double play. If we get a column 4, but we don't, we get a column 5. 5-1 is a 27. 5-6 is a 5, total of 32 in column 5. That's a fly out to left field. Had he had a little carrot sign here, that would have been a sac fly, but he does not have that. So it is not deep enough to score the run. Runners will stand pat. 2 down, bases loaded for Ricky, and he struck out his first time up. He does not want to leave the bases loaded again. 2-5, it's a 16, but I think he will. 2-1 is a 1. It's a total of 17. And let's see here, 17 is a fly out to center field with men on base. So, and the W does not come into play because it only comes into play on 12 to 16. That's a 16, but then you got to add the 1, and that takes it to 17. So it would have been a strikeout with bases empty, but with people on, it is a fly to center. And Ricky leaves them loaded. He lost his number. So Ricky leaving them loaded, not very happy with himself. Might come back to bite the Blue Jays. They do lead the series 2-1, but White Sox on the precipice of tying the series at 2 apiece, turning it into a quick 3-game series at that point. Here's Joey Cora. Hello, Larry. How are you? Mr. Cora, 4-4-6. 4-4 is an 18. 4-6. I'm sorry, 4-4 is a 1, so that's going to be automatic ground out. 4-6 is second baseman, 1 away. Got to make sure I read the right row and column. So Cora will ground out, and here comes Frank Thomas, the big hurt. He doubled and scored his first time up. The big hurt, 6-4. That's danger because he's in the ballpark. 6-2 is a 1. We're going to add whatever this is to the ballpark. Come here to this bottom row of the top section. Roll 1d6 and see what we get. We get a 6, so that becomes an 11. So that, I'm sorry, it becomes a 9. It stays a 9 because he's right-handed. So it stays a 9, and the 1 there and the 9 is a 10, so it's simply going to be a single. It will not be a home run. It will just be a single for the big hurt. But he is 2 for 2. So Frank Thomas, 2 for 2, double and a single. Brings up Robin Ventura. He has double his first time up. We get a 6-4. That's trouble for the Stottlemyre because 6-4 is a 59. We're looking at extra bases perhaps. 6-2 is a 1, total of 60. 60 in column 6 is going to be a single actually. Runners advance 1 base, run on second with 5 speed scores. All right, there are not 2 outs, so it's going to be station to station. So it will just be a single for Ventura. But just like the big hurt, he is 2 for 2 with a double and a single. Puts runners at first and second with 1 out, and Ellis Burks, the batter. He had an RBI single in the first inning. Stottlemyre in a little bit of trouble. 4-2, that could get him out of trouble right there. That's at 1. It'll be a double play automatically. 4-1 is the first baseman, Olerud. So that's going to be anything 2 through 6 is a double play automatically. Olerud would have to be a 5 in order for that to be a 6 total, though, when you add the 1. And Olerud, in actuality, defensively is a 2, so that becomes a 3. So that's automatic double play, 3-6-3, and the inning is over. So down go the Sox. They threaten, but the double play kills the rally. Go the bottom of the third. Still 2-1 favor of the guys in black. And leading off for the Jays, it'll be Devon White. He tripled and scored in the first inning. Hello, Joe. How are you doing? White. 4-6. That's a 3. 4-6 over here is second baseman. That is Cora. Cora's number is a 3 as well for a total of 6. Well, anything 2 to 11 is an automatic ground out. So White will ground out to Cora for an easy play, one away. And that brings up Roberto Alomar. He had an RBI single in the first inning. 1-2 is a 35. 1-2 is a 1, total of 36. That's a ground ball to third. Easy play for Robin Ventura. 2 up and 2 down for Joe Carter. Carter, 4-1 is a 2, 4-5 is the shortstop. When you get a 2 here again, anything 2 to 11, it's going to be an out. So automatic out as Guillen makes the play. And ironically, in that inning for the Blue Jays, they go 4-3, 5-3, 6-3. It sounds like a bad tennis match with sets, but it's ground outs to second, third, and short in consecutive at bats. So at the end of 3 innings of play, it's still 2-1 Sox as they're holding on to that one-run lead. And now here comes Bo Jackson. He struck out his first time up, but he's going to see what he can do leading off against Stottlemyre. Jackson, 3-1, and that's the ballpark card. 4, a 3-4, means we're going to add 3 to whatever we get here. Right now, like I said, 7 or higher is a hit. Right now it's a 7, but if this gets lowered to a 3 or a 2, then it will be caught. Go to column 3. The only way it gets lowered to a 3 or a 2 is if we roll a 1 or a 2, because the Sky Dome gives up a lot of hits. So a 1 or a 2, this will be an out. Anything else, it'll be a hit. It's a 5, so it'll be a base hit for Bo Jackson. Bo knows a base hit. So Bo Jackson, designated hitter, gets the leadoff single to start the 4th. Infield now looking for the double play. And they got Lance Johnson coming up. He's not really a double play threat. 2-5-5. 2-5 is a 50. 2-5 is a 4. Total of 54. And that's a ground ball to second. Runners advance. So it's like a ground ball C in Strat. So it's a ground ball to second. Jackson will move up to second base, as Alomar's only play was to first. Now the infield will go back to normal for Ron Karkovice. 1-1 is a 1. 1-3 is a 3. Total 4. That's a strikeout. Anything 2 to 6 in column 1 is your dreaded strikeout for 2 down. 2 down for Ozzie Guillen. He singled his first time up. 1-4 is a 5. 1-4 is a 3. Total of 8, and that's a pop up to third. Ed Sprague is there. Easy inning for Stottlemyre. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Score still 2-1. Favor of the Sox. Looking to tie this series. John Olerud, the batter. Olerud walked his first time up. 4-6, that's an error check. That's an 11. Anytime you get an 11 in column 4, it's an error check. 4 is the shortstop. Shortstop is Ozzie Guillen. Guillen's error chance is a 46. So if you roll a 47 or higher on the red and white dice, it'll be an error. We do. It's a 54, so that's going to go as an E6 on Ozzie Guillen. He boots it. Could come back to bite him. Olerud with the reaches on the E6, and that'll bring up Paul Molitor. Infield now shifting to the double play. 1-2 is a 2. 1-2 is a 1. That's going to be a strikeout. 1 away for Alfredo Griffin. Shortstop. 2-6, and we're in the shaded area again. The 6 means we're looking at the right fielder, Ellis Burks. And once again, Ellis Burks is a 4 in right field. So this has to change to a 4 to drop in for a hit. Anything 3 or less, it will stay an out. And in column 2, we're looking right here. The only way this goes to a 4 or a 5 is if we roll a 5 or a 6. So 1 to 4, he's out. 5 or 6, it drops in. To 2, he's going to be out of there. So nice play for Ellis Burks for out number 2. Griffin retired. Brings up Ed Sprague. 4-3, and that's a 1, so that's going to be automatic ground out, and it goes to Ozzie Guillen. This time he will make the play, and he's going to throw to second for the force, make it a 6-4 fielder's choice to end the inning, because it would have been a double play had there been less than 2 outs. There were 2 outs. I just was lazy and forgot to move my tokens, but there were 2 outs already, so that'll do it for the Jays. The end of 4, it's still 2-1 Sox. I thought it might be a slugfest at first, but now the pitching is somewhat stabilized. And now we're back to top of the order. Tim Raines. He's grounded to short in the first, grounded to third in the second. 0 for 2. Four, 6, and that's a 1, so it's going to be another easy ground out. The 4 is the shortstop, so Alfredo Griffin will make that play. And Tim Raines has grounded out 3 times. Hasn't got the ball out of the infield yet. Here's Joey Cora. Cora's 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. 1-3 is a 3. 1-1 is a 3. That's a total of 6, which is a strikeout for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down. Here comes the big hurt. He's 2 for 2, a double and a single with a run scored. 5-2 is a 1 with an E, so if he reaches, we go to action chart E. That's a 1. 5-3 is a 2, total of 3. And column 5, this is a simple grounder to second base. Alomar will take the play and throw to Olerud to end the inning, so we will not go to action chart E. The inning will be over instead. Now we go to the bottom of the 5th, still 2-1 in favor of the guys in black. Or as Hawk Harrelson would say, the good guys. All right. Here is Pat Borders. (5-2) is a 27. That's a fly out. 27s are automatically flyouts regardless. Unless, but he does have a K here, so the out could change to a strikeout. So let's double check it here. 5-2 is 27. 5-3 is a 5, total of 32. 32 is going to be a flyout to left field, but it says if the pitcher has a K beside his column 5 grade and the result is an out with runners on base, it's a strikeout. So since the bases are empty, it is not a strikeout. The flyout will stand as the left fielder Tim Raines makes the catch on Borders. And there's one away. But it would have been a strikeout had there been somebody on base, according to the chart. Ricky, triple 4s, but that's not good for Ricky because that's a 1. 4 there's a shortstop Guillen. He will make the play easily. And Ricky is 0 for 3. Both leadoff hitters are 0 for 3. Both Hall of Fame leadoff hitters are 0 for 3. And only one of the 6 at-bats have gotten the ball out of the infield. Here's Devon White. 2-2, and replay gamer, this one's just for you. 2-2, it did not become an 11. It only became a 1. So he's one of the rare players, or one of the players that does not have an 11 in that 2-2 slot. So that's a 1, and a 2-6 is a 2, total of 3, and that's going to be a strikeout to end the inning. So 5 innings are in the books. And it's still 2-1. And who would have thunk it? The number 4 pitchers, or the game 4 starters, are kind of upstaging all the other starters because this has been the lowest scoring game of the series. So we go to the 6th, and this is we got to keep an eye on Stoudemire. He can face 27 batters. Right now he has faced 21, so he's still okay. And Robin Ventura will lead it off. Ventura doubled and singled, 2 for 2. And a 6-6, that's even more dangerous. 6-6 is a 10. 6-3 is a 1, total of 11, which could be a home run. On that chart, you have to roll a 1. I'm sorry, you have to roll a 6 for it to be a home run. If we get a 6, it's a possible home run. It is a 6. It's a possible home run, but Stoudemire has a raised number of 1. So if you roll a 1, it takes the home run away. Otherwise, Robin Ventura will go deep. It's a 4. It is gone. Robin Ventura leads off the top of the 6th with a dinger, And he's a triple away from the cycle, but I don't know if he can get a triple in this game. But he's 3 for 3, 2 runs scored, 2 RBI, and he is. And now Tabby is chiming in over here, so hopefully she stays where she needs to be. Here's Ellis Burks. 4-4-1. 4-4 is a 2. 4-1 is the first baseman Olerud. He'll take it to the bag himself. And there's one away. Burks is retired for Bo Jackson. Bo Nose got a single his last time up. 3-3, and that's a 32. 3-4 is a 3. And once again, third time it's happened, that 32, when you put a 3 to it, becomes a 35, and that becomes a double. You had to have a 1 to stop that from being a double. This column had to be a 1. So it's a double. It's the third double Stoudemire has given up because the batter has found the 32 result, and his column 3 is loaded with giving up hits. So it is a 1-out double for Bo Jackson. And now Stoudemire, the Toronto bullpen, might start to flex their muscles down there and start to loosen. Lance Johnson, 1-4 is a 35. 1-3 is a 3, total of 38. 38, the infield is back. 38 out at first, runners advance. It's a ground ball to third, but the chart says they still advance. So 2 down, but the runner, Bo Jackson, snuck over to third base with 2 outs for Ron Karkovice. And this is going to be the last batter Stoudemire will face. If he does not get Karkovice, they will go to Castillo out of the bullpen to face Ozzie Guillen. So they're hoping that Stoudemire can finish off the inning. 4-6, he may or may not. That's a 17. 4-1 is the first baseman. That's Olerud. That's good news, though, for them. Olerud is a 2. So we add that to the 17, get a total of 19 with the infield back. That's going to be a ground out to end the inning. So nice play there by Olerud. Prevents the second run from scoring, but the Sox do tack on the run thanks to the Robin Ventura dinger. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. It is 3-1. That's going to be it for Todd Stoudemire. His day is now done, or night, as case may be, is done. Tabby, don't you even think about it. She's sitting over there thinking about jumping up on the table from way over where she's at, and that would just be a total disaster. So I'm going to keep Tabby out of the equation for now, or at least attempt to. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, and Beret is out. Beret can face 25 batters. He has faced a total of 20, so he's on the borderline, but still okay. Here's Alomar. 4-3 is a 25. That's a bunt. So it's a bunt opportunity. That 25 is a bunt because you're going to add it to whatever you want to add it to, and you get a 1. So it's, let's see here, 25. And I know it's in the book here. I got to look it up in the rules because it's an odd thing with that bunt, because even if it comes, you're not going to get a shortstop bunt. It's going to one of the fielders. So let me check the bunt thing real quick. When you've been away for a little bit, sometimes you forget these certain things that they are. But let's see here what we've got on the bunt. Okay. Bunt. Where'd you go, bunt? Now, for some reason, I can't find it, and I ought to be able to find it, and I can't. Let's see here. The original Blue Devil can be used to determine if you... No, that's not it either. Where's your bunt? Tabby, you need to hush. All right. Why can I not find this thing? Maybe Replay Gamer can help me, because I remember it used to be right here in the rule book, and now I can't find it. I know it's here. I just have to look for it and find it. Where'd you go? Because that's going to determine if the play is made or not by the fielder. That makes a big difference who the fielder is. All right. Oh, here we go. Found it, finally. Exception. Okay, here we go. Finally found it. Exception. When the play result on the batted card is a 25, which is what we have, 4-3 is a 25. Then it says, use the original square referred to on the batter card to determine the infielder making the play. This will always either be the first baseman, square 1, or the third baseman, square 3. All right, so we're in square 3, so it's the third baseman that we're checking. Third baseman's who we're checking because it's in the square. Had it been up here in the top square, we'd be checking first baseman, but since it's down here, we're checking third baseman. Third baseman is going to be Robin Ventura, and he's a 1, best you can have. So we're going to add 1 to the 25 here. Or let's see what happens here. 25, bunt. Roll 2 dice against the fielder's range. If both dice are higher, the batter is out. So he's a 1. So if both of these things, as long as neither one of these dice are a 1, then he'll make the play. If any of them is a 1, then Alomar will be safe. They're both higher than 1, so Alomar is out trying to bunt for a hit. So yes, when you're away for a bit, sometimes that's one of those oddities that you don't always have at your fingertips, but I was able to find it. Hopefully it didn't take too long, but we shall see. But fine play because Ventura's a 1. He was able to handle that one no problem. Here's Joe Carter. 3-2, and that's in the shaded area. 3-1 is a 1. So we're going to add 1 to whatever we get here. So that means he's going to be out because you have to have a 7 or higher. The most this could change to is a 5. So he will be out. It's just a matter of semantics about who fields it. So it's a 4. So on column 3, a 4 is going to be a 5. So that changes to a 5. But again, the 1 there makes that a 6. So it's going to be a short fly to center field. Lance Johnson will put it away. 2 down. But see, Beret with that 1 here takes a whole lot of hits away, unlike Stottlemyre, who gave up a lot of hits. So Carter is out. 2 down. Base is clear for Mr. Olerud. He reached on a Ozzie Guillen error his last time up. 6-5 is a 16. 6-6 is a 4. Total of 20. That's a deep fly to right field, but going to be caught out there by Burks to end the inning. And 6 innings are now in the books. Still the White Sox 3 and the Blue Jays 1. Blue Jays do lead the series 2-1, but that's in jeopardy right now. And the Blue Jays will need a new pitcher, and they're going to go to Tony Castillo, a lefty. He'll be coming on to face the left-hander Guillen to start the inning. So Tony Castillo, left-hander, is going to be coming on, and he'll be facing Ozzie Guillen. Thanks, Doug. I appreciate that. Sorry I didn't see your comment earlier. All right. Here is Ozzie Guillen against Castillo. So close the book on Stottlemyre. He goes 6 innings, gives up to 3 runs. I believe they were all earned because I don't think there's any. The only error was on Chicago. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits. 6 innings pitched, 9 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned. The one big dinger there to Robin Ventura. And let's check his walks and strikeouts. He walked. I don't have him walking anybody, so he didn't walk anybody. Struck out 1, 2, 3, 4. Struck out 4. So, in my little chicken scratch, Stottlemyre, 6 innings pitched, 9 hits, 3 runs, all earned, no walks, 4 strikeouts, the 1 home run. He's on the hook for the loss unless the Blue Jays can tie the score or take the lead. So, Guillen now against Castillo. 5-4 is a 27. That's going to be another fly ball out. 5-1 is a 1, total of 28, and that's a fly to right field for out number 1. 1 down, top of the order, Tim Raines, who's 0 for 3. He's grounded to short twice, grounded to third once. Raines, 3-6, but that's a left-right split. First time it's come up in the game. He's a switch hitter, which is an automatic hit on the left-right split. So first time that's happened in the game. And Raines says, I'll take it. And he gets that 1-out single. Infield now halfway. But automated steal, so not going to steal manually. Not going to steal unless the cards and dice say to do so. Here's Joey Cora. 5-5 is a 20. 5-2 is a 2, total of 22, and that is a walk. And we're going to action chart M. But if it talks about stealing, that we will not go to action chart M because the runner is in front of him. So let's go to action chart M. And we can go to action chart M because it talks about wild pitches and balks, so they are in play. We get an 8. 8 says wild pitch, but the blue die is only a 1, so his wild pitch range is a 3, which is higher than the 1, so there is no wild pitch. It'll just be a walk, and that'll be the end of it. Runners at first and second now with 1 out. And the big hurt coming up, Frank Thomas. Castillo to Thomas. 6-3 is a 16. 6-2 is a 1, total of 17. Deep fly to left for out number 2. So 2 down, and that brings up Robin Ventura, who homered his last time up. 5-2 is a 2J. 5-3 is a 2 there for a total of 4, and that's going to be a ground ball to short, so we will not go to action chart J. Will not pass go, could not collect $200, or maybe it should be not collect $300 with inflation. But that's nothing doing for the Sox. And we go to the 7th inning stretch. I'm not going to sing, play any guitars or anything. I'm just going to keep rolling. And let's see about, that's going to be it for Castillo. His day is done. Night is done, rather. They will bring in a new pitcher. Probably Mike Timlin, I'm imagining, for the top of the 8th. For the Sox, Beret can face 25 batters. He has currently faced 23. So he's right on the edge. But he's pitching pretty well, so they'll let him pitch to Milder, but he is under close scrutiny as they do have right-handed action in their bullpen. Kurt McCaskill loosening in their pen as well in back of Beret. Milder, 3-1, and we're going to the ballpark again. 3-4 is a 1, so again, you're not going to get the hit. He's going to take that hit away no matter what it changes to. You can't raise this to a 6. Best you can do is raise it to a 5. That is a 5, and that means it is a 5. So this goes number 4 to 5, but again, the 1 there is a total of 6, and that's simply a fly to center field. And again, Beret just takes those hits away and says, shoe fly. You're not getting a hit off me. And that'll bring up Alfredo Griffin. Beret, and there's a dreaded 2-2. There you go, replay gamer. If you're still watching, there you go. 2-2 is the 11, but he's got the asterisk, which can take that hit away, which it does take the hit away, but he's also got the W. So with bases empty, it becomes a walk. And that's the chart that changes most everything, and I'll show it so you can see what I'm talking about. In column 2, when you have an asterisk there, 12 to 16 results change to a pop to first, but when you have a W, you change it to a walk with the bases empty. Currently the bases are empty, so it becomes a walk. So Alfredo Griffin will reach on the walk, and now Beret has reached pretty much his limit, and so Beret is going to be lifted, and they will go to the pen. And they will bring on, actually it won't be McCaskill, it'll be Jeff Schwartz. Jeff Schwartz will actually get the call. So Schwartz is in to pitch. Can't close the book yet on Beret. He can win it, but he cannot lose it. Infield is halfway with 1 out. And Ed Sprague, the batter. So Jeff Schwartz takes over for Sprague. Or Schwartz take over for Beret, rather, to face Sprague. 1-6, that's a 45 chance for a double play with the infield halfway, which is what they are. So when you get that 45 result, come back to the pitcher, roll 1 die against the pitcher's defensive rating. The die is higher, it's a double play. His defensive rating is a 4, so the only way to get a double play here is to roll a 5 or a 6. And they do not. So it's not going to be a double play. It'll be a force play. They'll get the lead runner. Sprague will reach on the fielder's choice. Griffin is retired. It's going to go 1-4 with Cora covering. 2 down, and now Pat Borders the batter. Facing Schwartz. 1-6, that's another 45, but this time the infield's back, so it's a strikeout. And that will end the inning. So 7 innings are in the books. It's still 3-1 Sox. And the Sox definitely looking to tie this series and make things interesting. And now for the Blue Jays, they will need a new pitcher. And they're going to go to, I believe, did I say Timlin? No, we're actually, do they want to go to Timlin? We're going to go and go to Timlin. He is a ground ball pitcher, and you can see that by the shaded area here in column 6. So if the batter, or if you roll a red 6 and a blue 1 or 2, everything will shift on not only Timlin's card, but the batter card to column 4. Takes the fly balls, makes them ground balls. So that's what that little shaded area up there means. So Timlin is on. So Castillo, look at what he did. He pitched 1 inning, gave up a hit, no runs, did walk a batter, and that was it. And now it is Mr. Timlin. And he'll be facing Burks, Jackson, and Johnson to start the 8th of a 3-1 Sox lead. 2-4, and that's a 60 with a raised number of 3, which is static. Blue die is a 1 as a left fielder. That's Ricky Henderson. He is a 3. It is not greater than the 3 here, so that will drop in for a base hit. And it's a possible double because we got the 60 here. So it turns to a 61. And so it falls in for a double. Triple if third base is open and his speed is higher than the outfielder's arm. Well, Burks' speed is a 4. Ricky's arm is only a 3. So Ellis Burks will get a triple out of that to lead off the inning. And now the infield's going to have to come in for Toronto. So a leadoff triple off the bat of Ellis Burks. And now Bo Jackson is up. He's 2 for 3, singled and doubled his last 2 times up. The infield is in. We get a 6-6-2. And that would normally be a home run chance, but that 6-2 means we're in the ground ball area. So this 11 is going to shift to a 17, and we're looking at the shortstop, Alfredo Griffin. So 17 plus the shortstop, Alfredo Griffin, and Alfredo Griffin is a 4. So that's a 21. The infield is in on a 21. That's going to be a single off the glove. Base hit, but at least it took by being a ground ball pitcher, he took the home run chance away. Would have been a sure home run, but Bo Jackson now 3 for 4, including this RBI single. And the Blue Jays now find themselves down 4-1 here in the 8th. Timlin maybe not the answer. They might have to go to somebody else. Here's Lance Johnson. 5-2 is a 27. That'll be a fly ball out. 5-4 is a 4, total of 31. That is a fly to center field for out number 1. So 1 away. Brings up Karkovice. Boy, Tabby just keeps looking over like she wants to jump up here, and you just better not do it. Not until I'm done. All right, here's Karkovice. 5-1 is a 3. 5-6 is a 5. Total of 8. And that's going to be a walk. So Timlin will walk Karkovice. And I believe that's going to be all for Timlin. So Timlin just didn't seem to have it very often. He goes a third of an inning. Gives up 2 hits and a run, but runners on base are his responsibility. Walked a batter, no strikeouts. So rough outing there, and Al Leiter will be coming on to pitch, left-hander, to take on the left-hander Guillen. It'll be Al Leiter coming in the bullpen for the Jays. Al Leiter facing Ozzie Guillen. Runners at first and second. One out here in the top of the eighth. Now a 4-1 game. Sox trying to blow this thing open. 2-5 is a 16. 2-1 is an 18. 18 in column 2 is a fly out to center field. So that's going to be out number 2. Infield back to normal. No provision for the runner to go from second to third. It could have been a provision for a sacrifice fly, though. But without a runner on third, it's irrelevant. So now, Tim Raines. 5-1 is a 5. 5-6 is a 5. Total of 10. And that's going to be a walk to load the bases. Bases are loaded for Joey Cora. Switch hitting Joey Cora. Five, 3 is a 39B. I don't think I've ever seen a 39 before on column 5. Interested to see what this is. 39 with a B there. 39. 5-5 is a 5. Total of 44 in column 5. And that is a walk again. So yet another walk by Al Leiter. And that'll force in a run. And that's going to be all for Leiter, as he just didn't have it. And they will go to Mark Foghorn Eichhorn out of the bullpen. Try to prevent any further damage, although the damage is pretty much already done. Eichhorn, 5th pitcher used by the Jays. And he's got to deal with the big hurt. Frank Thomas with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Check it. Bases loaded, only 1 out. I'm not sure why I said 2 outs. No, there are 2 outs. My bad. There are 2 outs. This is the 8th batter to bat in the inning. Make sure my score sheet was straight. All right. The big hurt. 3-3 is a 32. 3-4 is a 3. It's a 35. That's that dreaded double again. When you get that 32 without these ones here, it becomes a double for the big hurt, and the Sox have just blown this thing wide open. And as someone once said, you can put that on the board, a couple of runs. Runner advances 2 bases, but the third base coach could send Joey Cora. Perhaps. Let's see. It's a 35, so it went to center field. Devon White's arm is a 3. Joey Cora runs at a 4, so that's a +1 on the third base coach. We have a +1, but on throws home from center field, you move right 1 column, so now we're at +2. So the only way he is out is on a 12. So he is safe, and that will clear the bases. It's a 3-run base clearing double by the big hurt, and he puts a big hurt on Toronto and just blows this game wide open. It is now 8-1. And it looks like Eichhorn might be the sacrificial pitcher here, just to try to get him out of the inning. 9th man to bat in the inning. 3-4 is chance for a rare play. Just what we need. Even or odd? It is odd, so we do go to the rare play chart. So I do need to get the rare play chart out with the bases empty. And let's see what happens. We get a 7. Base is empty and 2 outs. So base is empty and 2 outs. Looping drive to left field. Roll 1 die against the outfielder's defensive rating. We're going to add 1 because he's the home defensive player. So it's to left field, which is Ricky Henderson. He's a 3, but he's actually now going to be a 4 because we're going to add 1 to there. So he's now a 4. So he needs this to be a 4 or less to make the catch. He can. So that's going to finally end the inning as Ricky Henderson made the play. To end the inning, Sox send 9 to the plate. 5 of them score. It is 8-1, and unfortunately, not a close game. Toronto won the first game, 2 games in Chicago pretty easily, and I thought it might be a runaway for the Blue Jays, but the Sox have had other ideas. They've come to Toronto and told them what is what, and They now have a commanding 8-1 lead. Jeff Schwartz will stay in there to pitch one more inning. He's got an 8-1 lead. If he gets in any trouble, of course, they'll go to the bullpen. Here's Ricky. 1-3 is a 30 with a plus sign. We're going to take that steal off because you're down 8-1. We're not going to steal. So even if he reaches, he will not steal. 30 there and a 1-4 is a 1. Total of 31. That's a walk, but he's not going to steal down 8-1. So we're going to eschew the walk there and just play station-to-station type baseball. Here's Devon White. White, 1-1 is a 20. That's going to be a base hit. 1-3 is a 1. Total of 21. It's a line drive single to center field and a possible error. So roll against the error rating of the center fielder. In this case, that is Lance Johnson. His error rate is only a 24, so this could be an error. And it is. So Lance Johnson boots it. He definitely booted it. He most definitely booted it. So let's check runner advancement. Let's see. Runner gets the air. Throws higher, batter, and all runners advance an extra base on the error. So that's going to be second and third now. Single and an error on Lance Johnson. Second error of the game on the White Sox, but so far it hasn't come back to bite them. Infield is back up 8-1. Obviously, they need outs. They don't care about cutting off any runs. Here's Alomar. 2-6, and that's the Rays number again. The 3 is the center fielder. That is Lance Johnson. His error rating might have been bad, but his range is the best you can have, a 5. So the only way this drops in is if this is a 5. And the only way it can become a 5 is if you roll a 6. Anything else, he'll make the catch. 6, it drops in. Anything else, the catch is made. So if the catch is made, is it a sacrifice fly is the question. All right, it says, runner on second and third advance one base if their speed is higher than the outfielder's arm. Speed of the runner on first base is, on third base is Ricky Henderson. His speed is a 5, which is obviously higher than the arm of Lance Johnson. So he will move up. And then Devon White, I believe, will also go to third. Lance Johnson's arm is only a 2. Devon White runs at a 5, so he will take third on the play. One away on the fly out to center, sacrifice fly to center field. Scoring is Henderson. Moving to third is White. It's now 8-2. And here comes Joe Carter. Again, the infield's still back because it's only one out. Schwartz, 3-3 is a 14. 3-5 is a 1. Total of 15. And that's going to be a line out to second base. Had he had anything other than a 1, that would have been a triple or a double. A 2 here would have made that a 16, and it would have been a triple. But instead, it's a 15. It is a line out to second base. Runners hold. No provision to be doubled off. So 2 down, and John Olerud, the batter. There's that dreaded 2-2 again, but he's got the asterisk. So 2-2 in the asterisk, but he's also got the W. But the bases are not empty, so the W does not become a walk. Instead, the asterisk changes this to a pop to first, and that's going to end the inning. So the Blue Jays get a run, but that's all they get. And after 8 innings of play, it's 8-2. Chicago large and in charge. That is all for Schwartz. His night is done. They'll bring in somebody to mop up for them. And for the Blue Jays, they will bring in somebody to mop up here. And it'll be Danny Cox. He'll come in and pitch the 9th. The only guy they didn't use was their closer, Dwayne Ward. So Cox is on. He's the 6th pitcher used by the Blue Jays. And he'll be facing Burks, Jackson, and Johnson. Top of the 9th, 8-2. Unfortunately, I was hoping for a close game, but it just didn't work out. Burks, 2-6, and we're at the Rays number again. The 6 is the right fielder, Joe Carter. And Joe Carter's range in right field is a 3. So that needs to change to a 1 or a 2 for him to make this catch. And in column 2, the only way it changes to a 1 or a 2 is to roll a 1 or a 2. So anything higher than 2 is going to drop in for a base hit. And it is. So it's a base hit for Ellis Burks, as Joe Carter was not able to get to it. Ellis Burks with that base hit. And that'll send up Bo Jackson, designated hitter. Bo knows he is 3 for 4. Struck out in the first, but he's had 3 hits since then. 5-6 is a 1 with a K. 5-5 is a 3. That's a total of 4. And a 4 in column 5 is a ground out to short, although it says if a pitcher has K in his column 5 grade and the result is any out with runners on base, it's a strikeout. Runners are on base, so it will be a strikeout instead. So it is going to be a strikeout. Strikes out Bo for out number 1. That's where that K comes into play. When there's an out and there's runners on base, it turns to a strikeout. So 1 down for Lance Johnson, who's 0 for 4 in the game. 2-1 is a 39. 2-4 is a 1. Total of 40 in column number 2. And that's going to be a ground out, shortstop to first. Runners advance. So that's going to be a 6-3 ground out with a runner advancing. 2 down. And that will send up Ron Karkovice. And Chuck Carey, the lefty, is loosening in the bullpen for the Sox. He will come in and pitch in the 9th to mop up. 5-5 is a 39. 5-1 is a 1. Total of 40. And that will be a hit by pitch. So he gets plunked, does Mr. Karkovice. Doesn't really care for that, but he does get plunked. Puts runners at first and second with 2 down. And Ozzie Guillen, number 9 hitter, is up. I actually prefer the 2d6 cards, but the 93 set was only available with the 1d6. But I do prefer the horizontal, or the, what do you call it? I guess it's like a landscape version that has the 2d6 rolls. That's the one I prefer. But the 93 set only is available with the 1d6. So I had no choice. All right, 4-3 is 11 plus. We're going to ignore the plus because of the score, but it is a possible error. 1 is the first baseman. We're looking at John Olerud's error rating. John Olerud's error rating is a 45. 46 or higher, we have an error. We do not. It's a 44. He will make the play to end the inning. And Cox pitches the scoreless 9th to take us to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Blue Jays. It's obviously not a good one. But as Yogi said, it ain't over till it's over, but I'm kind of inclined to believe it might be over. So Chuck Carey is going to come on. He hasn't pitched at all in the series, so because he's not very good. But when you're up 8-2, you can bring in somebody that's not very good. And if he struggles, you just take him out. Simple as that. All right, here's Paul Molitor. 4-3-4. 4-3 is a 25. I don't know about this because you're not going to bunt for. Are you going to bunt for a hit when you're up 8-2? Is my question. I guess maybe he's thinking he can surprise somebody. I don't know. But it's in the 3rd block, which means it's going to Robin Ventura, who's a 1. So anything other than a 1 on any one of these dice, and he's out. But it's a 1, so he does beat it out. How about that? Paul Molitor caught him off guard. Caught Ventura laying back and says, okay, if you're going to give me a bunt hit, I'll take it. So Molitor reaches, and we'll get a pinch hitter for Alfredo Griffin. He will be called back, and they'll go to right-handed pinch hitter. And that will be Darnell Coles. Coles will come in to pinch hit for Griffin. And if it miraculously goes to 10th inning, we will bring in Tony Fernandez to play short, but I just don't see that happening. But Coles will pinch hit. Coles, 5-3 is a 5. 5-1 is a 5. It's a total of 10. It's a walk. So Chuck Carey, not exactly, he's kind of pitching more like Jim Carey. He's not really helping his cause to stay around. Sox really would rather prefer to not use anybody else in the bullpen and keep him fresh for Game 5, but they may have to go to somebody else if Carey continues to struggle. Here's Sprague. 6-5 is a 36. That's a strikeout, so that's a big out there. One away for Pat Borders. Now double play gets the ball game over with. 5-1 is a 27. That's a fly out. 5-6 is a 5, total of 32. So the fly out goes to left field for out number 2. So the Blue Jays down to their final out, and it's Ricky Henderson. Last chance is Mr. Henderson. 2-1 is a 38. 2-6 is a 5 with a W on it. That's a total of 43. And 43 is going to be a ground out to the pitcher to end the inning. The W does not come into play. So it's a 1-3 ground out to end the ball game. Blue Jays get embarrassed at home by the final score of 8-2. Winning pitcher was Jason Beret. Loser was Todd Stottlemyre. Obviously no save. Sox did commit 2 errors. Blue Jays none. So let's see about the hits for each team. Let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I got unofficially the Sox for 14 hits. And let's go to the Blue Jays. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've only got them for 5 hits. So unofficially, we have the Sox 8 runs, 14 hits, and 2 errors. The Blue Jays 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. Again, winning pitcher Jason Beret. Losing pitcher was Todd Stottlemyre. The series is now even at 2 games apiece, much like the Philadelphia and San Francisco series is even at 2 games apiece. So Game 5 in this series will be back to the number 1 starters, Juan Guzman for Toronto and Blackjack McDowell for the Sox. It'll be the final game at the Sky Dome. We're now guaranteed to go back to Comiskey Park because we need at least 6 games to finish out the series. Next video on the channel will be the 1975 NLCS Game 4, Phillies and Reds, where the Phillies lead it 2-1. Reds' backs are against the wall, and they're turning to Fred Norman. The Game 4 starter, Fred Norman, will be going for the Reds, and I believe going for the Phillies. I'm trying to remember who it's going to be. I thought it was, let me see if I can find out who it is. I got it printed out here. I just didn't have it in front of me. Okay, it's Dick Ruthven going for the Phillies against Fred Norman for the Reds in Game 4. And, of course, Game 4 for the Royals and Yankees will be later on as well. But I want to play these first because these are 7-game series. The other ones are 5-game series. So I'm trying to get them to end as close as I can. So I want to keep this series at least a little bit ahead of the other one just so they stay balanced. Hope everybody's going to have a wonderful Thanksgiving tomorrow with family and friends. Stay safe out there. Of course, Friday and all through the weekend, look forward to Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales. I have already picked up some stuff from Payoff Pitch that was on sale, so I'll be looking forward to get some of those seasons. I'll be looking to pick up Inside Pitch, a couple seasons of theirs, and then I'll probably look on Play Games and see what kind of things they might have there that I might want to delve into, like maybe Second Season Express or something like that if they have that on sale, or a Doorbuster that I might be able to, if I decide to stay up till midnight, I don't know. Thanks, Joe, RJL, Doug, Brandon, Chuck, Replay Gamer, Justin, all you guys. Appreciate Utah Mike. Appreciate all you guys for tuning in. Scooney. Let's see, who else am I missing here? I'm probably missing somebody. Larry Harris, thank you. I'm not used to doing live streams, as you can tell. Marlon Price. Sorry, I missed your comment earlier, Marlon. I'm sorry about that if you're still there. Let's see here. I do try to, like I said, I do try to say what's going on, not just what's going on, but why it's going on and what's causing it to go on and why things are happening the way they're happening, rather than just do it because a lot of people, particularly with this game, are not as familiar as they are with, say, strat or inside pitch or something like that. So I feel like I have to kind of at least say something about it to kind of make it make sense. Replay baseball is probably the least favorite of mine to stream because I don't know. I think payoff pitch and inside pitch and strat stream better, but what are you going to do? I do the best I can with it, and like I said, it's got to get back in shape with it because haven't played in a while. So I was talking to RJL about it. I was sick for about 2 weeks. I was sick for a couple days, but my voice was gone for about 2 weeks. Not totally gone, but it was really bad. And then once I got past the 2 weeks, I kind of got in a funk. Like I really didn't want to. Not that I didn't want to play, but it's just I wasn't in the mood. And so I finally had to get back in the mood and got back in the mood with the Phillies and the Giants a couple days ago. And then I thought, hey, Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, I can sleep in tomorrow. So if I stay up a little bit later and stream, it's not a big deal. What's your favorite baseball game, Joe Cleary? Well, right now, boy, it's still like a three-way tie to me. Although, you know what? Honestly, I think payoff pitch is not quite up there with inside pitch and strat. So I would say and inside pitch and strat are my top two. Um, Mainly because strat, that's what I started with, so I kind of have a affinity to strat. Inside pitch, I like a extremely amount. I really like inside pitch. Just have a couple things that I don't like that they do, but for the most part, it's a great game. Payoff pitch, it's a nice game, but like RGL says, there's like a fun factor or something missing that maybe inside pitch has over that. Not sure what that is, but it's just a it factor. I mean, it's a fun game, but if I was on a road trip somewhere and I can only take two games with me, it would be strat and inside pitch hands down. Payoff pitch probably number three, and the number four would be somewhere either between History Maker and Replay. They're both different types of games, so Replay PC is the best, but for cards and dice, I think it's just easier to play on the computer for me. But obviously, I'm not very good at streaming computer stuff, so I got to go with the manual dice and whatnot. What time is it anyway? Oh, it's 10:30 or something. I don't know. I do appreciate everybody who stopped by. I know I was kind of butting heads with Steve Tower at After Further Review. I didn't realize he was streaming as well, but oh well. I guess everybody was here can catch him on the rerun, or I'll catch him on the rerun, or whatever. So the thing about the stream, majority of people who watch the stream come in later. Only if a small handful watch it live. Right now, I think there's 14 people watching, and if I get 150 people to watch the video over time, that's obviously a lot more watching it on the after effect rather than the live version. But my comfort zone is recording and uploading, but I don't know. I just felt like it was a good time to do a live stream, get me out of my funk. Maybe I don't know, but like I said, next game on the channel, I'll probably record it tomorrow morning and upload it for maybe later that day, later Thanksgiving Day, is the Reds and the Phillies. Game 4, Reds backs against the wall. Dick Ruthven for the Phillies and Fred Norman for the Reds. Reds trying to get to Game 5 so they can turn it back to Don Gullett, try to secure that victory, but never know what could happen. So I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a night and tear all this stuff down and get ready, set things up for tomorrow morning with my inside pitch setup. Get all the teams out and the cards out and figure out my running chart and all that kind of good stuff. So I do appreciate everybody who tuned in to watch and spend part of your Wednesday night with me. I do appreciate that. The community of gamers is wonderful, and when I was talking to Replay Gamer that one time, I don't have anybody face to face that I can talk to about this and play games with, but the community, that's what the community is there for. In fact, I like to be able to have another chat sometime with somebody because I did enjoy that. I did enjoy the chat with Replay Gamer, and I also enjoyed the chat I had with RJL. So I really really love those chats. Just really, I mean, games are great and everything, but I think a lot of people like to hear other people's concepts and thoughts on different games and how they play games and what they're doing and so forth. So I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to hook up with somebody and do another chat at some point. I don't know. We'll see. Right now, let's go do it from here. Final score: Sox 8, Blue Jays 2. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And next video again will be tomorrow evening. It'll be pre-recorded, and I'll upload it tomorrow evening. Phillies and the Reds. If the Reds lose, they are out of the World Series possibility. So we'll have a new champion inside pitch. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.